You know, ladies and gentlemen, it might be raining here in the Big Apple, but I promise you tonight, in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform where all music and wrestling matters, Sportswire Radio, and nearly 1,510 subscribers worth is going to be raining with wall-to-wall coverage here. And to kick things off is a man that has now called himself the King, the King. He's going to talk about that. He's going to talk about his most successful victory here recently over in TPW's latest episode where he defeated a stone luchador in a weed on a pole match. He'll talk about that. He'll most certainly talk about maybe one familiar face that's been here multiple times and a Jackson Blade. Yeah, I think he'll give him a blade or two. He'll talk about his future. He'll talk about maybe BYCW and what's next, and he'll talk about who knows whatever else. Now, I know that our guest had basically given his own promotion of him coming on here, and he tried his best to do my own accent of him, but I'm going to give him a pass because obviously it's his first time here. He's in prime time. He's in the same chair of the likes of, I don't know, Rhino, Savio Vega, ECW legend, Pitbull, Gary Wolf, King's X, Doug Pinnick, only played in Woodstock, opened up for AC/DC on the Rage's Edge Tour, just opened for Tool, Zebras, Randy Jackson, not that Randy Jackson, this guy, Mark Kendall of Great White, only had a hit that was number 5 in the Billboard Hot 100, Brian Damage, Forsythe, only had a single number 11. I could keep going on and on and on. But since I know this is the first time that our guest is here, and I know that he may call himself a king, I'm going to let the king here and yours truly give him that introduction. Because I always say, in the famous words of Def Leppard frontman, let's get rocked, baby. And since I see that my chat's waiting for it, he's waiting for it, and I'm most certainly ready to do it. And to get this show off in style on Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get rocked. So with without further ado, here on the Sports Report, #1 cable sports show. A man that is the reigning, defending TPW undisputed champion of the world. His name is simply put the King, Jason Noctis! Is here,
Woo!
my friend. How are we doing?
I am tremendous. What an intro. Thank you so much for having me. I love hearing your voice when you do it every time. It hits amazing. How are you doing tonight?
Well, we're doing great because we're in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only, let me repeat, the
Only.
only platform where all wrestling matters, the only platform where you get backyard wrestling coverage, where you get underground wrestling coverage, where you get pro wrestling coverage, independent wrestling coverage, hardcore wrestling coverage, deathmatch wrestling coverage, UK wrestling coverage, and those guys like Rhino, Savio Vega, and ECW's Pitbull, Gary Wolf. We are doing great. Champ, it is absolutely an honor to have you here. And I'm going to ask you the question to start things off here. For those that are listening and watching in
All
prime
right.
time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you most certainly helped build, Sportswire Radio, to the tune of well over 1,500 subscribers. Talk to me about your recent victory over the Stoned Luchador.
The Stone Luchador. Well, what can I say about the Stone Luchador, everybody? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that guy, but he wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for me. I made the Stone Luchador. I made his gimmick. I made his career. I made his outfit. The only thing I didn't make was his beautiful mask. We all know who made that beautiful mask. Now, I beat him yet again. The first time I beat him, it was in record time. This time, he put up a fight. He's a lot different than the last time I saw him. Yeah, I don't know, some Elias Ezekiel gimmick maybe going on.
Yeah, it's been
I
a minute
really
since
couldn't
you
tell
wrestled
you.
him last. Yeah, I saw that.
Different chap, different fight, same outcome. The king reigns supreme. He's in the back of the line now. I'm moving on to greater heights. And that's what I
Well,
got
we're
to
going
say
to
about
certainly
that.
find out in wrestling a match with a weed on a pole match. Certainly one we don't see often anywhere.
No, it's
Certainly,
really not. But
yeah.
for BYCW, we made it happen. It was for their 420 show. We got a little clip, saved over the footage, made it look a little better on our
Yeah.
camera side. We got a couple different angles. It's amazing though. I love working with BYCW. I love working with TPW. Everybody is amazing.
Absolutely, no question. And we'll have here on in a little while more of the BYCW side of things. Their reigning intercontinental champion, Austin Edwards, who's got his own problems, certainly with Drake Steele. We'll get to him later. But obviously, we'll show the match. We'll talk about that. But before I do that, let me ask you, what does it mean to you to be the TPW Undisputed Champion?
Well, to be honest, it means a lot, really. I started TPW with my best friends back in the day in like 2015 when
Mhm.
we got really excited by the Hardy Boys. Jeff
Sure.
and Matt, they did their TWF stuff back in the day.
Yep.
We wanted
You're
to
a
do
North
the same
Carolina
thing.
guy. Makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. North Carolina, born and raised. I love being down here. I love being from here. But
Absolutely.
the TPW championship, it means more than just the trailer park now. We're outside of that. We're showing the world what we can do, who we really are, what skill we really have. Now that we have the ability to showcase that, not necessarily in a ring, but in the closest thing we can get to that at this point, it's taking the championship from a guy who didn't want to hold it to a guy who walked out on us, on the company, right when his music played. That was the final straw for me. I couldn't take that anymore. It wasn't an ego thing at that point, as most people would
No.
think it out to be. As much as I made it look like that,
Mhm.
in my heart, in my soul, I did the right thing in making the TPW championship relevant again by the king. By the king's rule, by the king's way. The OG Violator is dead, and he will never be in the TPW ring again because of me. Because of
And
me.
that certainly shows for you why you are the king. You know, you call yourself the king, and that's certainly what we've seen here on TPW TV. And you've obviously got a little bit of a history on a YouTube page. And I'll put TPW's YouTube page up here in a few minutes. We'll certainly plug that. So, what makes you the king here? And do you want to be the king of, well, there's one guy out there, Comatose, who's called himself the GOAT of BYW. And obviously, BYW is such a a big pool, and certainly it's a big pond. And do you see yourself as the king of all of it? And why, at the very least, are you the king of TPW?
I see myself as the king. I see myself as the king uncrowned. I'm I believe I'm the future. In this
Mm,
aspect, in the wrestling world today, in the backyard wrestling world, not a lot of guys can move. Not a lot of guys can talk the same way I do. Not a lot of guys have the same passion that I do. I've dedicated the last 7 years of my life to actually learning the craft, and the years before that, I spent watching the craft. I want to earn the respect. I want to show the world I can do exactly what I know and believe I can do. Would I call
mm.
myself the king of everything? Not yet. But
You
I
know.
will be. I absolutely will be.
I mean,
And the
we'll find
world will
out.
know
Yeah,
it.
we'll definitely find out. I think that there's no question that, backyard wrestling, again, it's a very large pool. There's definitely a lot of different people that lay
Absolutely.
the claim to names and different things. And certainly, Comatose has been a name that's certainly thrown his hat into that. We've had other guys here, whether it's D'Angelo the Flame when he was traveling in the backyard, or
Right.
Jack Delta. Certainly people who like to throw Aaron Blaze in there. There's other
That's a
guys,
big name I've seen before. I
Aaron
like that
Blaze,
guy.
who's here, and obviously there's another guy, James Taylor, who's going to be a big topic later on. Yep.
The Taylor man. I've had a few encounters with the Taylor man, and
Yeah.
I gotta say I agree with the mass audience. It's a stone cold ripoff, plain and simple.
Now, why do you feel that way? Though, obviously, that was what Blake Steele said. He was very upset on the latest BYCW episode. Austin Edwards is going to talk about that in a little while, but I mean, that's also been a topic over the last couple of years on this platform, with certain names that are in the underground and elsewhere seem to almost say and belittle James Taylor in that way. But why do you join that chorus of echoes of calling James Taylor a stone cold knockoff?
Well, in just about every clip that he's sent to this little, say, I guess not click, but rather group chat that we're in, where we all
Ah,
associate, everything I've seen is him comparing himself to Stone Cold. Not one thing I've seen has been original. Now, may I do a little bit more research and find something different? Maybe. That's not the case right now, though. From what I've seen, all he does is what you say. People have belittled him, and I believe he's insecure. I believe James Taylor is
No,
so insecure
I
in the
disagree
fact.
with that. I think James is definitely very secure about this. This man has had a legacy. I mean, he's been doing this in BYW before. I mean, many here on this platform were born. I mean, this is a man that is a legend. I certainly think that James Taylor is somebody that he has reasons for who he is, and what he's doing. So I mean, obviously, you've certainly seen him, and you're a fellow BYW competitor, but I certainly think, for one, that James Taylor is an absolute legend and has reasons for what he does.
He can be a legend. Everybody's got their reasons.
Mm.
Everybody's got their story. But the fact of the matter is that when me and James Taylor inevitably step in the ring, because I know he wants it, I know that man wants to shut me down and put me in the dirt. It's not
Yeah.
going to happen.
Well, I'll probably
People,
ask you, excuse me, son, what'd you think about my match? Or, son, tell me what you got. I mean, he'll come on and say, well, I was going to say, well, what have you done? Or, show me, you got 2 minutes, and I want you to convince me and show me that you believe what you're saying. He'll come up with those things. And, I would say, though, certainly, what would be your thoughts on, let's say, it was James Taylor versus Jason Noctis? Obviously, you're the TPW champion. He's got his work cut out for him, though, with Dalton Skull. But
he
somehow,
does.
should he walk with? Because I think, though, Dalton's the incumbent, and I think Dalton right now has an edge. But champion versus champion, I mean, after what Dalton did to Austin Edwards, I mean, I don't know if James is going to be able to walk away with that championship. But what would your thoughts be on a PWF Uprising champion, James Taylor, versus a TPW undisputed champion, the King, Jason Noctis?
Honestly,
Yeah, honestly.
I see it as being an amazing match
Me too. I
from
agree.
a fan standpoint.
Me
But
too.
from an in-ring personal business standpoint, a mix of both, I see James Taylor and his irrelevant PWF championship
No, I disagree with
on the ground.
I
On
disagree with
the
that.
ground.
I
You
know there's been
disagree?
a big topic here. Some people have said it's not a world championship. I'm not going down that road. That's up to the people to decide what's a
That's
championship. I
fair.
think it's a very relevant championship. I happen to think that the PWF Uprising Championship is relevant, and I think every championship in wrestling is relevant. That's what I believe. I believe all
That's fair.
championships in wrestling.
That's fair. From an all wrestling matters standpoint, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. From my standpoint, I see the PWF championship as Dalton's brick back to success.
Well, that's how certainly our world champion in BYCW has certainly felt Mr. Blake Steele. I mean, he'll certainly be a topic I have
Right.
no doubt in a little while. But I
I
mean,
don't like the guy, but I agree with him.
he had,
Honestly.
he said, I mean, he was very forceful about what he thought about Dalton Skull and James Taylor. And, just before I put your match, I put some TPW links up here. And I do have a gift for you. We'll put that up in a little while
Oh,
here.
thank you.
We certainly do things differently here on Sportswire. But, I mean, James is obviously an older BYW competitor. He is now in his 40s. And that's obviously, in BYW terms, you're fighting father time. And, I mean,
Yeah.
do you think that that's something that James can maybe fight and fight off? Because obviously there is a level of inactivity, and also he doesn't do this as much as guys like Dalton and guys like who I'm going to get to, Jackson and Blade, and just a lot of other people that come on here, whether it's Brett Anderson and Will Jackson, and I mean certainly yourself, and there is an age issue here. What do you think about that? And is Father Time caught up to James Taylor finally, or what?
I mean, Father Time will catch up to anybody and everybody
So
eventually. I'm
he's undefeated.
not exclusive to it. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
it myself.
of course.
It's a standpoint and a factor that everybody will have to look at, no matter how you see it. Do I think it's gonna play a big role against me versus him? Absolutely. I'm not stupid though. Experience over inexperience is a big thing as well.
But some would
He's
say
got
that your experience recently might be as much as his. We know that he just returned to the trampoline for the first time since before you were even born. I mean, if you think about
that's true.
recently in the last 2 years, I mean, the two of you, maybe number of matches, you might have more experience than him. That's what
Right.
some people might say. I don't know. I'm a big James fan. I'm a big Jason Noctis fan, but that's what some people might say is that you maybe have more experience recently than the nemesis James Taylor.
Well, maybe. I would like to think that my catalog will match up at some point. I'm aware on screen it's not as big, but from what I've done, I've proved enough that I'm well capable of taking down men that are far, far bigger than me, and that's a factor that he has made plenty well aware that he is bigger than me. I don't care about guys that are bigger than me. I've dropped guys that are bigger than me on their heads through screens. I'm not
Absolutely.
scared of a big fight. I'm David versus Goliath, and David goes over every single time.
I'll tell you what. You have to hit that sub button for TPW, the new version 2.0, Trailer Park Wrestling 2.0. I see we have a different crowd here tonight, and there's no question that certainly Jason Noctis has come out swinging tonight. He has certainly talked about being the king. He is certainly going after everybody. He's certainly got plenty to say, I know, when it comes to Jackson Blade, and certainly going after James Taylor, the legendary nemesis James Taylor, of course, who has been a staple on this platform and in BYW. And maybe James Taylor certainly is hearing the footsteps. I don't know. He's also the owner of ROEW, and that situation's a total cluster because they don't have a ring right now. So I don't know what James Taylor is thinking, at least when it comes to ROEW. Certainly BYCW Speed Limit 6 is coming up, and I am very excited about Dalton Skull and James Taylor. Right now, it seems like to me, Dalton Skull, after what he did to my guest coming on here in about a half an hour, Austin Edwards, what he did to him, Dalton Skull is the one that's got the upper hand, but time will certainly tell. But in the meantime, let's talk about TPW. Let's show your most successful victory here that everybody's talked about. Obviously, if you want to get more coverage, you want to hit the sub button for TPW, certainly do that. And we're going to put up this match. We're going to start from the beginning. We're going to watch it a little bit here. Obviously, you're coming out there showing why you're the KING, and
Look at
certainly
that
that is
entrance.
his name is. And there we go. Yep, we've got him. Jason the King Noctis right here live in prime time. And talk to what's going through your mind here right now.
What's going through my mind is showing to the world. This is my first entrance I've made with the TPW Championship and with the new cut, mind you. I used to have that
Yes.
long hair. It's long and luscious. It's short now. However, what's going through my mind is giving the small crowd that we had compared to the big one an even better show to draw in a bigger one next time. Now,
And yep. Good.
I went off on the Stone Luchador for interrupting my promo. I don't like being interrupted too much in the ring, and I made that very clear to him, as you'll see.
Yes, we definitely did see that, and there's no question that you are the champion and starting the show off rather different certainly than most champions. Usually champions are at the end of the show, but yet you wanted to come out here first. You wanted to prove a point and show the
Absolutely.
world why you are the king.
Absolutely. I have to make a point. I'm at most people when they see me, they're like, this guy's got a small stature. He's not much. I'll break him like a toothpick. But when I get in that ring, when I have the stick in my hand, I prove without a shadow of a doubt that I have what it takes, that I am the king, that I will be the future king of all of professional wrestling. And I'm starting here and I will end in a blaze of glory one day.
Well, that could certainly be the case. Do you feel like that not only do you have something to prove, let's say in the TPW verse, but maybe to all of BYW? Because, if you think about it, right? I mean, I know that you've had a little bit of time on screen in BYCW. I know that TPW certainly, you've got some experience here rebooting it, but really on a grander scale, this is kind of the first time that an outside BYCW, TPW audience is hearing from Jason Noctis or seeing any of your footage. So do you feel like that you have a lot to prove here, not just to those in TPW, but let's say everybody else out here and anybody else that might be watching?
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. I don't like that I'm not talked about as much on the BYCW roster. And that's got a role to play in the fact that I'm not on screen there too much. And that's going to change very soon. I have
Oh,
everything to prove. I won the Outsider of the Year award in
yep.
2024. I have absolutely everything to prove by winning every single award. If there's a championship, I won it. If there's an award to win, I'm going to take it. If there is a top of the mountain to climb and stand on, I am on top of it.
Let
And
me ask you that
BYCW is
question.
next.
That's an interesting question. We'll get to the chat certainly in a few minutes. If you like, hit the sub button for TPW. But what did that mean to you winning that award in BYCW last year? You win that as the breakout wrestler of the year. You were outsider of the year. And, what did that mean to you for your career?
It meant quite a lot, mainly because I was at a point in life where I was like, we haven't been able to do anything in about a year. And at that point, I was starting to slip into a big depression. And then
Mm.
I won that award. That award lit a fire under my ass to show the world that I am more than just a breakout, one trick, one time pony. I'm not. I am a star in the making. And that award proved it, and I'm about to prove it.
What did the 1 year layoff, what did that do to you? You talked about depression, and what was that 1 year like in terms of not being out there?
Well, at that point, my grandmother had passed away.
I'm
It
sorry, my
was,
condolences.
thank you. I really appreciate it. It was right before the big TPW first pay per view, me versus OG Violator for this championship right here. That match, like a lot of many, never got to happen.
Mm.
We lost the yard, we lost the show, we hence the new channel. So at that depression point for me, I was extremely low, and that's okay. It is okay
Mm.
to be low. It's okay to feel sad because everything at the end will be okay no matter what. God has got you. You've got you. Mental health matters. Mental health matters a
Yes, we
lot.
had a wrestler about, I want to say over a year, yeah, a little over a year ago, the Tribal Cheese in the UK, and
The tribal
he actually
cheese.
stopped. He's kind of like the James Taylor, the UK version of James Taylor, but not
Ah,
as a Stone Cold knockoff. But his social media following is very similar in numbers, and he actually, he's a very well-known wrestler in the independent circuit, major draw, and he basically left wrestling. He was in a major match with probably about 100, people, and wrestled his match and decided that he was done with wrestling, mental health, and he hasn't come back since. He's come on here maybe one or two times since. Twice, I think, as a matter of fact, but he hasn't wrestled. So yeah, mental health is definitely a big thing for a lot of people, and people deal with
Absolutely.
things differently than others, no question,
Absolutely.
for sure. But obviously, you certainly learned a lot from that, and obviously your opponent, who you've wrestled before, though, is certainly giving you more of a match than the first time you wrestled them, and you've certainly done some different things here, invoking Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and talk
Oh,
to me about your
absolutely.
style. Talk to me about what kind of style you bring to the table here for the audience.
I like to think I bring a little bit of strong style with a little bit of however accidental or on purpose stiff those knees can be. They can be brutal. I like to think I bring in a little bit of strong style with mostly American, with a tad bit of luchador inspiration, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I like. I was inspired by Shawn Michaels heavily, as most people were. Adam Cole, AJ Styles, big ones.
Well, my
Shinsuke is
guest
a huge
yesterday,
one.
some said looked like Adam Cole and Godric Sandwell. I tend to disagree, but that's a good one.
I I've been inspired by so many great names, as many people were, that I want to show the world that I can be like them, but I want to be my own self at the same time. I've taken heavy inspiration by AJ and Kenny Omega, but the
Nice.
one person I really want to impress is Sean. I want to make it to NXT. I've got a 3-year border because I want to wrestle AJ before he retires. That is my biggest goal: is wrestle AJ Styles before he retires, and I will do everything in my power to make it there.
Hey, listen, we have a guy, Dave Jameson, 2 years older than you, and is wrestling the artist formerly known as Fuego del Sol. A few years ago,
Right?
he was a backyard wrestler, and coming up here in 2 weeks from Friday, he's wrestling the artist formerly known as Fuego del Sol. So you never know. I normally don't go to my chat right away, but I want to go to somebody who I haven't seen in a while, and I owe an appearance on Sportswire Radio too. Miss Cyclick 6669 6669. What got you into wrestling, and what motivated to start yourself?
What got me into wrestling?
Yeah.
When I met my brother for the first time, I was shown the Ultimate Warrior, and I think it was Hulk Hogan, if I'm not mistaken. It
WrestleMania
was
6, right?
Yes. We were playing with his action figures in the living room, and I was running the ropes with him wrong. I was taking him way too far, and he was like, "No, no, 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 no! You got to do it like this." And he showed me WrestleMania 31. It was right after Seth Rollins won Money in the Bank, and he explained to me
Mm-hmm.
the Shield. And ever since then, I've been hooked. Me,
Mm.
Jackson Blade, and OG Violator, we made our own little like Shield gimmick. We called ourselves SWAT City. Heavy inspiration from GTS at the time,
Mm.
and we
Well,
just
we just
wreaked
had
havoc.
on Rad Dad Radley Belmont on Monday, so there you go.
Insane pick, by the way. I love the Rad Dad.
Yep.
Carried
Good friend
GTS
of
this
the show.
past year.
Yes, he has. He has one more match left.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But what really motivated to start, it was the one thing I thought I had a shot at. I didn't think anything else was meant for me. My blood burns professional wrestling. Everything about my life I've centered around the fact that I'm going to be a pro wrestler. I've manifested it since I was a little boy, and I'm making it happen. And I will do everything in my power to make it big.
I think that if you have the drive, anything is certainly possible, and you're certainly fighting here hard against the Stone Luchador, who's giving you much more of a match than your most recent match with him prior to that. And
Mm-hmm.
we're watching here TPW undisputed champion Jason Noctis the King, and you're certainly seeing some
Couple
definitely
bills.
styles here. There you go. And if you are here, by the way, hit the sub button for TPW. Obviously, we like to certainly get them a few more subscribers, and they're just starting out. So certainly check them out. And in about 20 or so, maybe 25 minutes, we'll hear from Austin Edwards, the BYCW Intercontinental Champion. Right now, we're talking for a little while longer with the one and only Jason Noctis, who's obviously very impressive here so far in his match against the Stoned Luchador in a weed on a pole match. And obviously, we see it unfold. And
Delicious weed. Delicious weed.
well, I don't smoke weed, but I'm sure the majority of my chat does, because we do things a little differently here by my style. But obviously, you'll smoke them if you got them, to quote Axl Rose, one of his favorite lyrics in Appetite for Destruction.
Absolutely.
But certainly, you get a big victory, and obviously, that's what it's all about here. So let me ask you, though, this question. You brought up BYCW, and there was this guy, Jackson Blade, that came onto my platform a few times, and certainly he talked about you, talked about TPW, and mentioned other things. And so BYCW, and what is your future there coming up?
My future.
Yeah,
My
your
future
there
in BYCW.
Yep.
Well, Jackson Blade said something on your show last time. He said, I'm not
Yes,
coming.
he did.
I'm not coming alone, rather.
Yep. That's what he talked about.
I've got one message. Keep your friends close and keep your enemies ever so closer.
But obviously, he's been an enemy of yours. As we're actually showing the return of TPW, and obviously some of that there. And I mean, he's an enemy, though.
He is absolutely an enemy.
He's an enemy. And
BYCW
yes,
is about to get hit with the biggest asteroid the world has ever seen. Killed the dinosaurs? No. We are going to kill the world.
They're already dead, but who knows? Maybe. Well, some people think James Taylor is a dinosaur. I mean, I don't know if I agree about that. He's 41, but at 41, listen, I mean,
I wouldn't call 41 old. I would call it aged.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. I'll certainly leave that at that. But I mean, so he said he's not going alone, and I guess it's a matter of when and if when you go to BYCW. But I mean, it's a different landscape. Should you eventually make that return to BYCW? And I mean, it's a new roster, a different roster. It's had a lot more success since you last were there. Should that time come when we see you again in BYCW, and how do you fit in that landscape?
Well, if I'll be frank, I've been behind the scenes since the mattress era. I've seen BYCW grow, drop, and grow again. In my opinion, BYCW's quality has absolutely gotten better in the past month and a half.
Yeah, a couple
the new names that they're bringing in, absolutely insane. The landscape that it is now is absolutely different than the landscape it was when I first got there. Now, there are a lot of old names back from the OG crew. We've got Dalton, we've got Southern Viking, and we've got the Blade Man. I'm not fans of all three of them. Southern Viking, he's not worth my time. Dalton Skull, on the other hand, Dalton Skull is a man that has gotten underneath my skin so many times from a production standpoint, I just want to beat it into him. So when me and Dalton get in the ring, it is going to be the biggest classic BYCW has ever seen. But
everybody wants a piece of Dalton. Everybody wants a piece of him from different places, and this is his company. And obviously, you first, though, are dealing with Jackson Blade. And I mean, Jackson Blade is a man that certainly has made his bones clear about you, and certainly his future. And talk to me about the kind of competitor that Jackson Blade is.
Jackson Blade is a competitor, and I'll give him this. I'll give him I'll give him his little tidings before I tear him back down. Jackson Blade has the drive unlike any other man I've ever seen.
He's gone through some training. Colby Carino certainly he's
absolutely
took some advice from for sure.
I've seen this man want to stop wrestling entirely to wanting to be the biggest star on the planet in a matter of months. He went from I just want to be a yarder to I want to be on the top of the world. I will give him that. But in terms of me always being better than him, and I believe that, is absolutely true. Without a shadow of a doubt, I've proved it enough. I've proved it since 2015 off screen, and I've proved it 3 times since then why I'm better than Jackson Blade. He hasn't gotten a victory over me since. He never will. Jackson Blade is at the back of the line when it comes to me.
And what do you think about his edge now? He's certainly doing things differently now, sort of, in TPW. How do you think that'll help him going forward?
All I see when I see him pick up that mic is that he's, to quote Edge, a whining, crying, moaning little bitch. Excuse my language. He dyed his hair red. He got a new theme song. He talked a little bit on the stick. You shut down a guy who has never gotten in the ring before and will probably never see G-Way ever again. I'll give you that. You shut down a rookie, Blade. Good for...
Well, he needed a win. He needed a much-needed victory for his career, reactivating it and whatever he's going to do here in TPW going forward. He needed that win.
He needed the win. But if you saw, my newest signee, Moonshine Mike, beat him in the biggest upset. How are you going to turn heel and lose? Oh, you claimed I didn't see your shoulder was up. It was down. You may see it in the replay being up, but it was down. We all know it was
we've
down.
Talked about this. We've had prior shows with outcomes of matches that looked like maybe it should have been. We had Maxwell Reeves and Tsunami here in your chair last week talk about a match there, and certainly in Ben Salem Championship Wrestling, BCW, just it should have been different, but it didn't.
Yeah. I mean, Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte was a big one too. Like,
I mean, there's
it doesn't just happen on the little scene. It
happens everywhere. Montreal was invoked, and these things do happen. But Jackson Blade obviously has got the work cut out for him, and certainly you're going to be no assistance to him in TPW. But what if he is in BYCW and you're in BYCW again? How will that play out? I mean, what would that be?
If we're in BYCW together, which honestly, the way it's looking now, it's likely to happen that we'll cross paths. It'll cross paths again. Give you the remix there. I don't see him coming out on top. He may have a new edge. He may have a new drive, but at the same time, he is still Franklin McKean. He is still
I don't know anybody named Franklin
McKean.
I don't know. I used to have a guy on my shows named Ron Franklin that came on here who was a big Rhea Ripley fan, but really couldn't. I want to say couldn't talk, but he wasn't a wrestler, but he was just he sort of was an analyst, kind of. He tried, but he was a really nice guy. I have certainly all the respect in the world for him, but I think that what I'm seeing in Jackson Blade is that him returning to BYCW, and he's got a lot of unfinished business, but as low as what I've heard just now sounds accurate, Jason Noctis, the King, if you and him cross paths again, it's going to continue to be the same story, Jason Noctis.
Absolutely. It's the same story every time. That's all she wrote, baby.
Well, that's obviously could very well be the case, and Mr. Blade wants to say that without him, you wouldn't even be known. That's what he's saying. He's saying basically that he made you.
What? He got me choking on my drink. He made me. He made me.
Yeah.
He made me. I saved Jackson Blade from retirement. Well, if it wasn't for me, that man wouldn't be in that ring right now. If it wasn't for me, Jackson Blade wouldn't be on the crazy run that he's about to go on. If it wasn't for me, Jackson Blade, the lone wolf, would be alone in his den at home.
Well, it sounds to me like that in BYCW, what's happened in TPW is going to basically carry over. It's going to
absolutely
carry over, and Jackson Blade, maybe just if he's going to want to have success in the backyard wrestling circuit,
he better stay away from me.
I think that that's obviously a possibility. The kids need to stay away from the King, Jason Noctis, because they may.
That's his boy right there. That's his boy. He got mad.
Well, maybe he's just from like father, like son, and it seems to me like that could very well be the case. And Jason Noctis is showing figuratively and literally that he is on top, and he's even climbed the TPW stage, and there he goes, just proclaiming it. Yes, he is the champion. He is the king, and there can't be no other way in TPW because Jason Noctis is on top, and will that continue in TPW? I don't know.
Will it continue?
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's going to continue. And the way it's going to continue, I'm going to spread the secret now. The man
Oh.
I'm gunning for first,
Yeah.
Austin Edwards.
Wow! But Austin Edwards is coming here on Sportswire. You know what?
Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he is.
I'll tell you what. You know what? Since I'm a gentleman, right? I'm a gentleman. I'm a kind man. I'm a charitable man. When he comes on here, I'll let you stay for a few minutes to talk with him. Because you know what? I'll even let you do that. Because I know that BYCW management's listening to this. I know that Austin Edwards right now is listening to this.
God, I knew I loved you.
That people certainly, because we're in prime time, baby. I'll certainly allow you to stay on here. Let you talk for a little more longer, but I'll let you and Austin Edwards, talk about this because I don't even know if Austin Edwards knows about this, because especially after what Dalton Skull did to him. I mean, he's got his own problems with Drake Steele. Listen, I mean, he may not even be the Intercontinental Champion come Speed Limit 6. I mean, that's all I could really say right now. I mean, because, listen, Jackson Blade is very upset right now. Root for whoever you want at the end of the day. I have greater accolades than Jason Noctis will ever have. Breakout Superstar of the Year. I won the Moment of the Year, and I've held more titles than he ever will. But right now,
you got
a championship, and he doesn't.
Ever will. Okay, we'll see about Ever will. That is for time to tell. But Ever will.
And I want to say that I don't hate.
Oh, never.
No.
Make trampoline wrestling cool again.
Well, I'm all wrestling matters. I know that there are people that they have their, opinions, but I am a supporter of all wrestling that matters. So for me, I'm not going to have that conversation, and I don't have any reason to, because I support people from all backgrounds. Just
whether it be a ring or a trampoline, it's always going to be the king.
Well, you're going to certainly try to continue your reign as king. I'm going to get to the chat, though, because I know Austin Edwards is coming on, but I'm going to let the chat talk first, and then I'll let you stay on and talk with Austin Edwards, who, by the way, after what happened to him at the last BYCW episode, which, by the way, we're going to put that BYCW link here in a few minutes. I don't even know what kind of condition that Austin Edwards is going to be in. Just saying.
Inoperable.
We'll have to find out here. Yes, Jackson Blade here, who, by the way, he said he was waiting for this for days. From what I understand, he was so fired up. He was camped out of the backstage studios here that were on for days waiting for you to appear. And, well, he got it. Speaking of people, I was wondering what your thoughts on the new BYCW Hardcore Champion, Brett Anderson, who, by the way, is going to be squaring off once again against a man he's very familiar with, and that's Will Jackson at Speed Limit 6. Any thoughts on Brett Anderson here?
I love Brett.
That's a good dude.
I really respect what Brett does. Anybody who can get in the ring and do some crazy hardcore shit, by all means, you have all of my love and respect.
Yes.
However, he's not better than me. That's all I've got to say about that. Will I take his hardcore championship? No, I don't want it. Will I watch his work? Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what. Listen, he's still got to defend it against Will Jackson. So first, he's got to get past the man he has a lot of history with, just like you have a lot of history with Jackson Blade. Thank you,
that man's going to crush him.
Everybody. Yep. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yep. Ox McCoy, my buddy, the IMF Hardcore Champion. The IMF have a really great show. They have two great shows coming up. That'll be in 2 weeks, the 13th and the 14th. The first one is for the veterans, and I'm going to be talking a lot about that the 12th. So please support those guys, and they built the platform. But yes, not familiar with the name tonight, but hoping for some great entertainment. I think that a lot of people are definitely going to be, looking more at TPW. And I see you got some new subscribers tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Can't see? Yep.
Welcome everybody.
CEO, not to be Mercedes Monet, but the CEO, Dalton Skull, is definitely here. And by the way, he's here, but James Taylor, I don't know where James Taylor is. Great questions. Who knows? But Dalton is his boy, but we'll have to find out what Dalton does, especially to James Taylor. When we get Dalton back on Sportswire, that's up to Dalton Skull, obviously. He does have to be fair and full disclosure. He has a lot of technical difficulties, which he's actually said here on the platform. So
nobody is exempt from them. We all have them.
Yep. There we go. Everybody's saying hello to each other. BYCW's own Jason Noctis, who, yes, he definitely is coming back at some
contract written, baby.
Who knows
I'm
when.
coming.
And Jackson Blade continues to say, without Jackson Blade, there would be no Jason Noctis. He talked a lot about you when he was here, that you have been maybe his greatest rival of his career. Maybe.
It seems like we're the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk of each other, except it's all one-sided, and he really just hates my guts for being better than him. Like,
well, you got the championship right now. He doesn't. We'll have to see if that continues.
All he wants is the world title. He ain't gonna get it.
We've talked about this already. Yes, definitely would like to see that. Longest ever PWF Uprising champion. There's no question Dalton Skull is that, but will that continue at Speed Limit 6? He does make a good point. He's been
hot take. Steel's gonna win it.
Well, I'll tell you eventually. Listen, you know what? Austin Edwards is we're gonna bring him on the stage here in a few minutes. James is not on every week. Yeah, he's not, and Blake Steele isn't either. But Dalton Skull is. Yes, hit the sub button for TPW. Please hit that sub button for them. And Ox McCoy seems like he wants you to test James Taylor. He definitely wants.
I absolutely will.
And maybe there could be another way to see that happen. Who knows? It could be anywhere, but definitely subscribe to TPW, and maybe we'll give you a big hug. But we love
absolutely
James.
Anything and everything is possible here in the wrestling world, especially on TPW.
Zilla is a big fan. Yes, we're definitely a big fan. Looking forward to more TPW content. And thank you, Cyclick, for those comments. Zilla is definitely a fan. And sorry for your loss. Yes, we're very sorry for the loss of your grandmother. We are. Yes, Rad Dad was definitely an honor to have him here Monday. We also have his stepson from the Stepdads. It was Connor. Connor Schaefer is going to be here on the Tuesday the 17th. Tuesday the 17th. So that's 2.5 weeks from now. I'm getting a link and I'm on Sportswire. So I'm not going on whatever's link. I want to say hello to my buddy, Mr. Jake Dvorak, who is here for our 1,500 subscribers show. And we thank him for that. And we thank him for his company, NEW, because they're going to have their show, Insanity Calamity, this Saturday. And Joe Starr, who I thought it was his birthday, is going to be here Saturday night. So thank you, Jake, and everybody here tuning in. Hello. Yes. For our reigning defending Northeast champion, also from the DHC. And we read that comment already. Can I still be a fan of you, Lone Wolf, Jackson Blade, or no? Well, he answers that. You don't have to. Root for whoever you want at the end of the day. I have greater accolades than he ever will. Breakout superstar. Yeah, we talked about this already. Happy birthday to me. Sorry, Austin, last year. I lost this year. I wasn't for real. Yeah, we don't hate anybody. We just want to let people have a good time, and that's that. I'll let other people to talk about that. But before I give you something and bring on Austin Edwards early, Dalton Skull and Jason Noctis.
I would absolutely love to get in the ring with Dalton Skull. Dalton Skull versus me is something that's been talked about and planned for years now. Mm-hmm. And when I get in the ring with him, like I said earlier, it's going to be nothing short of a classic. It's going to be nothing short of a highlight reel. But at the same time, Dalton is washed up. He's old. And ever since he came back from that shoulder injury, he really hasn't been the same. Oh, poor baby can't take a German. Oh, I'm going to give him every German he can absolutely count. Now, will I take that fruit roll-up belt? That purple, lovely, grape-flavored fruit roll-up belt? Maybe.
Well, you know what? I will say that there's no question that time will definitely tell. What he did to the man that's coming on here in a few minutes was extremely impressive. I think that Dalton Skull he's salivating at finally going one-on-one with James Taylor, who's been auspiciously quiet tonight. I would have thought James would have been here already talking about what you
think, right?
I don't know. Maybe James is focusing. Maybe he's training. Maybe he's preparing for one of the biggest matches of his career.
I think he needs to focus on that, but he needs to keep an eye out for me in the back. Because when you don't pay attention to me, that's when I kill best. That's when
I'll tell you what. I'm going to do something now before I bring on Austin Edwards. He's eagerly awaiting, and I'm going to, I was going to let you go, but I'm going to let you stay for a few minutes because you mentioned Austin Edwards and how badly you want him. But congratulations, because it's Jason Noctis Day on Sportswire Radio. Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yep. It's your day. I will give you the physical copy. That is yours, and I will give it to you when you are off the air with us, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do a little something special for you, and you have a bright future ahead, young man, and the best is definitely yet to come, and I'm excited. And speaking of people, The one you need to watch out for is our son, Jason Noctis. He already has you in his crosshairs, and he's made it his goal to bring you down eventually. It's a matter of time.
That's right. Even the Blade family, they may not like me, but they
Yeah.
support me.
They may not like you. I'll tell you what I should also do. I'm going to do it here right now because you're also on Instagram. Now, if you want to follow TPW before I get to the man himself, Austin Edwards, who right now, he's like Goldberg right now. He's banging his head against the walls. He's got Doug Dillinger there in the background.
I'm taking so much of his time.
Well, you know what? He's going to be, I know he's got a lot to say in a short amount of time, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do here because I want people to find out more about Jason Noctis. He is on Instagram, and if you'd like to follow a little more about him, you can definitely do so here. That's his Instagram page.
New made
content. He's got a YouTube page. He's also got TPW content, a lot more content ahead here. So please support Jason. Not to want to say hello to our friend Princess JD, probably scouting, maybe scouting out to see if James Taylor would show up. I see IMF contingency here waiting to see when James Taylor will maybe address some of those things. That's up to James Taylor and them, but obviously we love James. Thank you, Princess JD, a big Justin Parsley fan. Obviously, Justin Parsley's a guy that maybe, who knows, one day you'll compete against. Maybe Anthony Steele's a name you'll compete against one day. Maybe a lot of people you'll compete against. Who knows? You never know.
You never know.
Out there, Aaron Blaze could be, who knows? Could be Maxwell Reeves. Could be Comatose. Shout out to Comatose. He's going through a couple of things. Please go out there. Keep Comatose in your thoughts. A lot of people you could, Comatose is a great guy, but hit the sub button for TPW. But, I know that he's waiting and he's banging his head right now against the wall. So you ready? You ready to see?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
You sure?
Oh, I'm positive, baby.
You want me to change my mind?
Never, baby. Never. Show me the man I want in my crosshairs.
And there he is, the reigning,
there he is,
BYCW.
Give him his praise.
Continental Champion Austin Edwards.
Give him his praise.
I was gonna have him go, but all of a sudden, for whatever reason, Jason Noctis says he wants a match with you, and he called you out and champ.
I don't just want a match with you, Austin. I want that Intercontinental Championship belt, Buster.
First, we don't know if he's going to continue his reign as champion. After what Dalton Skull did to him, and we know it's Speed Limit 6 coming up here, he's got Drake Steele. So I don't even know if Austin. I mean, Dalton, can you hang on to this title after what you went through on Sunday?
Dalton buried you.
Literally.
I'm just going to be 100% clear with both of y'all. I don't know if I can even compete for sport.
Oh
my God! He's hurt. He's so hurt.
I digitally super kicked him, y'all.
Austin Edwards. I mean, this is definitely, boy. I mean, are you sure? I mean, maybe you can come on here tonight and forfeit the championship. Just let
you might as well.
The king. Maybe you should even let Jason Noctis take your place against Drake Steele. He can defend the championship for you if you want.
You gonna drop that belt like Charlie Brown dropping his baseball.
The Peanuts music, cue it.
I am just going to tell you, I don't care if I am 50%. I don't care if I'm 75%. Hell, you can have me at 100%, and I will still remain on top. And if Drake Steele's watching, Drake Steele, I hope you know you are just another name on my list.
On the list, but after what happened to you with Dalton, and I know you're a fighting champion. I know you regained the championship recently again. You fought through a lot. You talked about that here on Sportswire not too long ago. But I mean, is this the right move for your career, Austin Edwards? I mean, you don't want to go out there and potentially risk permanent damage and potentially risk the end of your career, which is just getting started.
Fighting champions is going to have to be a fighting champion.
I know, but this could be the end.
The end is nigh, baby. The end is nigh. Dalton Skull made you look sad. Dalton Skull made you look inoperable. Dalton Skull tarnished your reputation. If you can manage to get through Blake Steele, you're going to have to worry about me. The Intercontinental Championship, whether it be on anybody's shoulders, it's going to be on mine when the time comes, Austin.
No, you know what, Austin? I hope so.
You know
I
challenge you.
You challenge.
You're challenging me?
what?
I'm challenging you.
Oh, my God!
I will get a. No, I challenge you for your TPW.
You challenge me
Oh,
for the
wait
TPW
a minute.
championships now.
You want the TPW Undisputed Championship, the richest prize in all of Trailer Park Wrestling?
In all of the wrestling trailer parks, and
And you know
every
what?
single one of them.
When you go back to wherever you come from, you will
North
be
Carolina.
lost
North Kakalaki,
with
baby.
nothing.
Wait a minute. You want to be Austin Two Belts?
Austin 2 belts.
I'm
I'm gonna be
to
Noctis 3 belts, baby.
Oh my God! Austin Edwards. I
belts
mean,
mean nothing.
listen. I would say, hang on to that thought of taking Jason Noctis championship away from him, because you still got this showdown here coming up for that BYCW Intercontinental Championship, a championship that you have meant so much to, and it's meant so much to you. And I'm going to put that footage up here in a minute or two. Now, I'll let Jason hang on here for a minute. But obviously, what you went through to regain that championship, and after what Dalton did to you, I don't know if this is the right move to focus on someone else, because you've got to focus and put whatever energy you've got left to retain that championship. You're coming up at Speed Limit 6, the biggest show in BYCW history.
Did y'all see the triple threat match between me, Skippy Moonlight, and Dalton School?
Yeah, you put my dad to sleep, as a matter of fact, during the match. I sure did.
You got that win. But what did Dalton Skull do to you this past Sunday?
He damn near broke my neck. I'm going to be honest.
And that's why what you just showed us for the footage of the injury you're dealing with, and I don't know if this is the right move to go after Jason Noctis and now show up to Speed Limit 6. I mean, no doctor in their right mind's going to clear you.
If they don't clear me, I'm just going to have to tell them I'm fighting no matter what. It could be like an unsanctioned match to where no doctors. No,
I don't know. This is a bad. You Austin, are obviously a man that wants.
Don't convince him.
And I want to thank my friend Mr. Anthony Finkel. By the way, join me in wishing him a happy birthday. It was yesterday, but he listened to FM. That's confirmed. For those that are out there, I was on FM radio. I was on 3 radio stations on the Justin F. Heshy show because we pre-taped it. We were doing news. And now I'm here on Sportzwire, and he heard me on both. How many people can say they were on FM radio and they're here in prime time? The answer is 0. Thank you, everybody. Join me in wishing him a happy birthday. A great friend of mine for 10 years. If you're here, DPH Property Maintenance, 347-228-2625. Even if you're in North Carolina, even if you're out there in Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, if you're out there in Louisiana, Alabama, Virginia, Maryland, Iowa, you need maintenance. Trash Genie Services, $305 minimum. He'll come out there and clean your property. He'll come out there and clean the backyard so we can put that trampoline up, so we can put that ring up. He'll come out there and clear the snow so we can continue BYCW all year long, so we can continue TPW all year long, and every other company that on Sportswire Radio. So go out there, give him a follow. His band is Rust Eater Band on Instagram. I'll make sure to put that link up here shortly. Please support him. Please support these guys here. You know, Austin Edwards, I'm going to let you stay with Jason Noctis because Jason Noctis should be able. Austin, you are a nice champion, a hardworking man, and I don't know if this is the right move for you, man. I just don't know. You should really think about this and maybe consult with the doctors.
See, the doctors, even my family, they are concerned about what's going to happen to me.
I don't blame them. I'm telling you, as a friend, I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned because, I mean, look at what Drake Steele did to become the #1 contender of that Intercontinental Championship. And he's got you in his crosshairs.
You know, in that match, my neck may be fully broken, but at the end of the day, I'm going to prove why I am a true champion, more than the world champion at BYCW.
No, I mean, listen.
That's fair.
Don't go. Listen, Blake Steele. Blake Steele was in rare form. He shot on the state of BYCW. I mean, what? and we're not going to see him now until Speed Limit 6. Don't annoy Blake Steele. Just let him stay till Speed Limit 6. You don't want any part of that, Austin Edwards. You know,
fuck Blake Steele.
Exactly. That's what he gets.
I may agree with the words he says, and I may agree with what he says about the state that the company is in. But the fact of the matter is, Blake Steele hasn't shown up. Austin Edwards has. Austin Edwards, it's no secret. He is a great person to look up to. He is an exceptional man for all children. He's a hero. He's a hero.
There's no question. He's
come
fought
true
for a lot. He's fought through a lot to get
but
to
you
this
know what
point.
heroes do?
What?
Heroes die. They die tragically.
Well, he had a broken neck here. This is why, listen, just like you said about heroes, sometimes heroes think more with their heart rather than their head.
Absolutely.
And the head move would be Austin Edwards. Just maybe let somebody else go in your place, maybe forfeit the championship, heal
That's
it 100%.
not the kind of man he is, though. You know he won't do that.
Well,
you know I've gotten under his skin
too
much.
That might be what's best for his career, though. His career, that's what might be best for it.
See, what's best for my career, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Me coming out there and fighting like a real champion should. See, Jason, I respect you. I really do. You have become...
Feeling is mutual, good sir.
You have become one of the most top competitors that I have seen in BYCW. And that, I hope you know, if you want me at 100%, my friend, I will give you that match.
Well, you have a lot of work cut out for you, and Rusty. There's I don't know, maybe you do know the Mox, but they've been around. They have some music out there. It's on Spotify and other places. But I mean, Austin, this is what you went through with Dalton. I mean, that's why I'm saying I don't know if this is the right move. I don't know if this is the right move. Maybe we'll let Jason hang out because, Austin, I know it's painful for you to be here tonight. You are a fighting champion. You were certainly always looking to keep your scheduled contracted appearances here to be on Sportswire.
Look at that. That's what I want.
He's fighting, but Jason, you may not get that because Austin Edwards right now, this is a man that's he's fighting through pain and agony, and his heart may tell him to continue to go out there and compete, especially at Speed Limit 6, but I don't know. I just don't know.
What my heart tells me?
What?
My greatest future rival is going to crush Blake Steele because Blake Steele is nothing compared to Austin Edwards. Look at what this man can do and look at everything Blake has done. Austin Edwards, without a shadow of the doubt, is the greatest superstar BYCW has ever seen until I get there. And when I do, me and him will make the greatest magic BYCW has ever seen. And then I will take the Intercontinental Championship, rein it high above my shoulders, and then shake that man's hand because I respect him. I may be a dick. I may be an asshole. I may be the worst person you've ever seen on the planet, but I respect that man.
Time is going to tell. I mean, right now, Austin Edwards, you certainly got your work cut out for you. You've got to defend this title at Speed Limit 6, and you've been feuding with Dalton Skull now on and off for months. And I can only hope that you find whatever it makes you happy to try to continue your run as the BYCW Intercontinental Champion. But I just don't know. I think Dalton Skull right now is on another level. And also, TPW, I have a question for TPW champion, the King Jason Noctis. Who is the person in the yellow jacket who stands beside you in TPW Live Episode 2?
Obviously, this man must not watch the product enough. That man who stands beside me.
Woman. Zilla's a woman.
My mistake. I was thinking of Zilla Black.
Yeah, that's BYCW, but yeah, that's Zilla. Yeah.
Gotcha. Austin, I'm sorry, I've lost place of the question.
That's okay.
The man who stands beside me is the greatest champion, the greatest future champion known to TPW. That's Moonshine Mike, baby.
Yes.
That's my star in the making.
Who, by the way, defeated Jackson Blade.
humiliated Jackson Blade more like.
Well, I couldn't go that far, but obviously
I will.
You want, but I'll tell you what, Jackson Blade certainly might be fighting, but he may be fighting against something else. But Austin Edwards is just giving it everything he's got out there, and maybe the pain of what he's going through right now is just maybe blacked him out tonight, because that's an issue, and maybe the pain is catching up to him, and his health's an issue, and he's fighting his best to be here at 100%. And I don't blame him. He's a fighting guest. He's a fighting champion.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's a fighter. But
he's a
so
fighter.
am I.
But
so am I.
Drake Steele's got him coming up, and I think that's what's going to be the bottom line here. And speaking of people that are returning to the trampoline, Chase Wakefield, the Bitcoin billionaire, who's wrestling Aaron Blaze here coming up this weekend at Fallout for DBW. And that's a match a lot of people have been wanting to see. And he's saying hello. Yep, and where is Austin Edwards? Hopefully Austin Edwards has not been blacked out, but who knows? But right now we're watching Austin Edwards versus Dalton Skull. And Dalton Skull, for those that don't know, once again is competing for the BYCW. He is competing for BYCW, and he is the PWF Uprising Champion. He will be defending that at Speed Limit 6 against the nemesis James Taylor, the legendary James Taylor. But obviously,
he's back.
Austin Edwards is back. He's back. Austin. He's back. Austin, you're fighting here in this matchup, but the pain is just, it's too much. And the veteran Dalton Skull is certainly looking to win one back. And you're about to certainly, to quote Metallica, hit the lights soon.
Watch that man drop him. This is what I love about Austin so much. This is what drew me into him. This is what made me want to fight this man.
He's a fighter. He's a fighter. But wait a minute.
My
driver.
God.
It's too much. It's too much. And Austin Edwards, this man, Austin is decapitated. And certainly the boos are out for James Taylor.
I'm surprised he's not walking around in a neck brace.
Dalton Skull crowd here tonight, but Austin Edwards, you are a fighter. There is no question you have the heart of a champion. Rudy Tomjanovich, once upon a time, was the head coach of the Houston Rockets. And in 1995, he did famously say, don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion. And you certainly have that heart of a champion, but Dalton Skull is killing you. And he is trying to break that neck. 1, 2, 3. There you go. You're a winner, Dalton Skull. BYCW. Ding.
Boo.
And you got to go to the Hill. Is it the Hilltop Top Market to go get those toys? By the way, get those toys. By the way, get those gifts. Discount BYCW related. But yeah, Austin. I feel for you, man. I feel for you.
You're gonna be feeling for him come June.
Well, we'll have to find out. I mean, we'll certainly find out. And you know, Dalton continues his run, and Dalton is just looking up and just see. Dalton knows that. Austin, you know, you got to fight, man. You just got to fight. You just got to keep fighting. And the good news was
look
that
how worn out that man is.
Wait a minute. It's the BYCW World Champion. And boy, he sends quite a message. He sends quite a message to Dalton Skull. Oh, and he wants that championship. That championship that nemesis always talks about. Well, Dalton certainly did get the upper hand. He's got the momentum, but Blake Steele basically said, yeah, I'm just watching. I'm watching. And by the way, every Sunday night, you get Sunday Night Havoc here. You have to hit that sub button for BYCW. BYCW closing in on 1,500 subscribers. Hit that sub button for BYCW. We have a lot of BYCW coverage ahead here coming up in the coming days and weeks. You know that James Taylor is going to be here. You know that BYCW coverage is going to continue with Jason Noctis and Austin Edwards.
Oh, you know it.
Now hit that sub button for BYCW. Also, if you're here, hit that sub button coming up for a few people, especially our friends in TPW. Hit that sub. TPW, hit the sub button for TPW. We're here for a little while longer with Austin Edwards, for now the BYCW Intercontinental Champion and the TPW Undisputed Champion. 2 belts, Jason Noctis, the King. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You have voice figuratively and literally with all music and wrestling matters. Austin Edwards, do you have any words for Drake Steele, maybe? Anything you want to say to him?
Drake Steele, I hope you know you're probably just going to use my disability as a I can't think of.
Oh, you know what? He's trying to use that disability to make Austin Edwards think that he can't talk. He's playing the mind games. He's playing the mind games toward you. That's what he's doing. You can't talk right now because the neck is hurting you so much. That neck pain is certainly it's making you think that you can't. The words aren't coming to the brain right now because of what Drake Steele wants to do to you.
I just can't talk because
it's tough. It's tough. I know it's a very tough appearance tonight, and because you know that the mind games are being played. The mind games are being played, and maybe you just have to pick those words, and maybe save those words for Speed Limit 6. Should you be able to compete?
I'm going to compete. I don't care what the doctors. I don't care what the creators have to say about it. I'm going to compete like a real champion should.
I know that championship means so much to you, but I mean, I don't know, Austin. I don't know.
It means more to me than it means to all.
You don't have Mr. Noctis with as much respect as I have for you. It's really not your call if you get that title shot because we don't even know if Austin's going to retain the title. We just don't know. We don't know. So you could have a match with Austin Edwards, but it may not even be for the Intercontinental Championship. You know, Mr. Noctis, what if Mr. Edwards loses this title at Speed Limit 6? Do you still want Austin Edwards in the ring, or maybe you want Drake Steele instead?
Do I want Drake Steele is a question no woman has ever asked ever.
Well, I can't comment on those things that you'd have to ask Drake Steele on that. But what I can comment on is that let's say Drake Steele walks away Speed Limit 6 with that Intercontinental title. Do you now change horses and want Drake Steele instead of Austin Edwards?
The Intercontinental Championship is a prize that will never fail to have my eyes on it. I want to make the Intercontinental Championship the most talked about championship on BYCW history, besides my own on my shoulder. Now, whether it be Blake Steele, whether it be Austin Edwards, whether it be Southern Viking, whether it even be Jackson Blade or James Taylor, I have bigger fish to fry. The Intercontinental Championship is the championship for me. I'll take out Austin to get to it if I have to.
Well, wait, listen, right now it's Speed Limit 6, it's coming up, and that's really the situation at hand. Yeah, you know, it's going to be a great show, and if you want to follow BYCW, by the way, you must do it on Instagram also. We have BYCW. I know we've been promoting TPW all day here, but you've got to hit that follow button on Instagram for BYCW. I'm telling you, we're so excited about Speed Limit 6. We've got some of the matches already up here on the card. You have to check it out. Obviously, you can see here what's ahead. Austin Edwards, Drake Steele. There you have that picture. Austin, you said that you've promised to take Drake Steele down and slice his name with his blade. So that's where you saved your words for, you know?
That's what I'm going to do. With everything that I have, whether it be a broken neck, whether it be cerebral palsy that I have.
I know.
I'm going to give you the most out.
This is the biggest match of your career. I know. Let it out. It's okay. We're with you. We know this is the biggest match of your career.
Bigger than what you had before I came to BYCW. Drake Steele, I hope you know that your steel is just going to be a blade that I slash your name with.
Oh! He's gonna listen. The games are being played here. The games are being played. The games are being played. And Austin Edwards, he's not going down without a fight, figuratively and literally. And we've got BYCW coverage ahead here on Sportswire Radio. You must hit that sub button for BYCW. You must check out TPW coverage ahead here. We've got a few more minutes with the King, Jason Noctis, and the reigning defending BYCW, now two-time Intercontinental Champion, Austin Edwards. And by the way, we do want to wish Dalton Skull a happy belated birthday, despite what he did to Austin Edwards. We still wish him a very happy birthday. And also, we want to congratulate Dalton Skull because he's becoming a proud papa this year.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be certainly letting in more future BYCW talent years down the road because we know that the Dalton Skull legacy is going to continue decades from now because Dalton Skull is going to be a proud papa, and we congratulate him with his other half, his better half, some would say. And we certainly wish him also a very, very happy birthday. And thank you, Dalton, for all you do for us here on Sportzwire Radio and being here with us and BYCW stars here. And I mean, Austin, is there anything else that you want to say? Anything that you're trying to maybe, if you can, get the strength to say to anybody out there in the world?
Yes.
Good.
I'm going to put BYCW to the side, and I also have a personal announcement to make.
Oh, okay. Let's do this. Let's hear this.
In November of this year, I will be getting married.
Oh my God! Could he be getting married still as the reigning defending BYCW Intercontinental Champion? Austin Edwards.
She put a ring on her, and she did.
Well, so Austin, you must be inviting Jason Noctis. You must be inviting Dalton Skull. Yeah. Maybe you'll even invite Drake Steele. Or nah, not invite Drake Steele. Fuck that guy. You should invite James Taylor.
James Taylor wants to come down. You know what? We'll crack up in a couple.
You know James has that Stone Cold beer he's drinking. Maybe James could be your best man.
Maybe we'll crack a couple James Wises. What?
Get those James. You know, you watch my match. Did you watch my beer I drank? Yeah. I mean, boy, an amazing thing. Austin Edwards is getting married in November. Dalton Skull is becoming a proud papa. You're becoming a married man. Jason Noctis is the king. Said he's going to be a pro wrestler within 3 years from now. I mean, oh my God. It doesn't get any better than this. I mean, yeah, there you go. Salem Skull in 20 years is going to be making BYCW not famous once again, but forever famous. Yeah, continuing the legacy. And Austin, I mean, you certainly, I know, are going to continue this legacy of BYCW, now becoming a married man. I mean, this is maybe going to motivate you here for Speed Limit 6. Maybe this is what it is.
Yes, it's definitely motivated me.
And you're fighting for your other half, and I know how supportive she's been of you.
She supports me a lot.
She's been fighting for you.
She was very concerned when she was sitting at home watching my match against Dalton Skull and what he did.
Understandable.
I was sitting in the back, and she FaceTimed me. She looked at me. She asked if I was okay and if I was going to be able to compete for Speed Limit 6. And I looked at her, and I was like, baby, whether or not, I'm still going to be a fighting champion.
Amen, brother.
You're a fighter. You're a fighter.
She respected, but she looked at me and said, "You are crazy."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any doctor's going to clear you, but you know what? You're fighting for her. It's so great to hear that she supports you and she loves what you do, and that may give you that. And we're going to certainly get to closing thoughts here in a minute, but obviously that shows that your other half, your soon-to-be Mrs. Edwards, loves you that much that she wants you to go out there. She wants you to go out there and just continue to fight and just be that kind of person that you are.
Yes. She's told me a lot. You know, she supported me ever since Cash and Crash.
Yeah.
August. And you know,
King is getting blown up on the other end over here.
It's the greatest. It's obviously the greatest year of your life coming up, and we know November can't come any sooner. And I have no doubt that Speed Limit 6 can't come up here any sooner. And we're going to certainly find out you and Drake Steele. And it's going to take place here for that BYCW Intercontinental Championship with Austin. Austin, hold up that belt here before we get to close. Put that belt up here on prime time. There it is! There it is! The most richest prize of any Intercontinental Championship belt around in wrestling, period. And he holds it strong. But he doesn't just hold it for himself. He holds it for his other half. He holds it because he's about to be a future husband, a soon future father one day, and a soon-to-be future married man. And this is what Austin Edwards fights for. He doesn't anymore just fight for BYCW and the fans. He doesn't just fight anymore to overcome the odds of his disability. He doesn't fight anymore just for that Intercontinental Championship. He fights for his other half, his soon-to-be future wife. This is why this man, you have to support BYCW. You have to support Austin Edwards. Hit the follow button, BYCW. Hit the follow button, Austin Edwards. Hit that sub button for me for BYCW. There is plenty of coverage here ahead, and we'll certainly be talking a lot about it here. Trust me. And yeah, Moonshine Mike is the guy that certainly was in the ring with Jackson Blade. Yes, he certainly was in the ring with Jackson Blade. But let me get to some final words here. Jason Noctis, the king, before I get to closing thoughts, is there anything else you want to share, plug, or promote?
Share, plug, or promote. Well,
yes,
other than promoting all of TPW like we have already, follow us on TikTok. I don't think we have a link for that just yet, but we're making it. We got me on TikTok. I don't believe I have a link for you yet, but I will gladly send that to you some way after this.
I'll follow you. I'm somewhat big on TikTok. I have like 400.
You're not big on TikTok either around here.
Well, I got 452 followers, so people think I am big on TikTok. So I'm doing good there. So
that's nice. That's nice. The TPW takeover is what I'm going to promote.
Please do. I put that YouTube link up. Go ahead.
Come June, as I get this link for you. Come June.
Go ahead. I got the link up for TPW. Go ahead. Yep. And if you want to hit the sub button for TPW, please do it. Yep, please. There you go. Hit the sub button for TPW. Certainly make sure you support TPW. Yep, Trailer Park Wrestling 2.0. They're at 49 subscribers. If you're here in the chat, let's get them one more subscriber to give them 50. Go ahead.
Now, Austin Edwards, you were the biggest fish to fry on that list first. Then it'll be Dalton Skull. Then it'll be whatever he has next for us. The Black Veil means nothing to TPW. The entire roster will be put on notice because we are the future. Austin, I will see you soon. Tom Bryce, thank you for having me on the show. I greatly appreciate it.
Yes, it was a lot of fun tonight. We had certainly a lot of fun, and I think we opened up some people to see what TPW has to offer. We got you some new subscribers tonight. That's always
thank you so much. I really appreciate the
and it's also Jason Noctis Day, so certainly we'll give this to you when we're off the air.
Thank you so much.
And for you, Austin Edwards, I am going to give you some final words. Anything else? In a rather heartful, emotional show tonight, certainly an intense, and it's certainly one that I know maybe you haven't said the most, but I think just your expressions tonight has shown more than anything else. You've shown that you're a fighter. You've shown that you're somebody that stands on his own 2 feet, and maybe you didn't say the most tonight, but I think it's going to be actions that speak louder than words here coming up to Speed Limit 6. And I'm going to give you the floor, give you some closing thoughts, and anything else, sir, that you want to plug, share, or say. You can certainly do it right now.
Whoever out there that has a disability, just know that you can do what everybody else can do. Don't let nobody bring you down. Don't let nobody beat you down. You have what it takes to do what you want in life. So
Absolutely. No question that I believe you can do it. We're going to find out Speed Limit 6. We're going to certainly find out, can Austin Edwards continue his run as the BYCW Intercontinental Champion after regaining it once again. We'll have a lot of Speed Limit 6 coverage here coming up, I have no doubt. Certainly, we will see what Dalton Skull does. He and James Taylor. Blake Steele is going to be in action. I mean, it's going to be just one for the ages. We got our old friends Brett Anderson and Will Jackson already announced for the Hardcore Championship. And yeah, Austin Edwards' record in BYCW. He is a fighter, and this man is just somebody that we all believe in. We believe in this man. He, like I said, it's not about his words tonight. It's about his actions showing up here. And, maybe he is invoking New York Knicks center Willis Reed, 1970, fighting with just could barely walk. And Austin Edwards could barely walk here tonight, barely speak. But it's not stopping him. It's not stopping him from retaining that BYCW Intercontinental Championship. And he's been a tag champ. He's been 2 times the Intercontinental Champion. He's going to continue to fight. He is going to. There it is. There is the richest Intercontinental Championship prize in all of our wrestling, in all of our sport. And there it is. There it is. And if you are here right now, and you are all Wrestling Matters like me, you are all Wrestling Matters, hit that sub button for the All Wrestling Matters YouTube page now. We have content. We have PWF content. We have, obviously, content from Summer Bash, the All Wrestling Matters, Hardcore Tournament, a whole bunch of other stuff. So hit the sub button for our friends, obviously, at All Wrestling Matters. That's their archives. Is so much footage to look forward to. Please support everybody there, and certainly they're doing a great job, and they're supporting us, and we support BYCW. We support TPW. We support Jason Noctis the King. We support Austin Edwards, who's certainly fighting. He's fighting for not just him anymore, not just fighting to raise awareness about his disability, but he's fighting now for his soon-to-be future wife. And Dalton Skull, before we go, Dalton Skull is also fighting for his soon-to-be son. Don't forget that. James Taylor has no idea what that could be because of Dalton Skull is fighting now for something else on the way, and that may motivate him. He's got a son on the way, and he wants to show his son how proud he is as the PWF Uprising champion. Remains to be seen. Obviously, more BYCW coverage ahead. Fellas, thank you so much. I can't wait to see what you guys here do in the coming weeks. We'll certainly resume this again sometime toward the end of next month, and we'll see you guys soon, and congratulations on your success. And I, for one, hope that if you, Austin Edwards, retain at Speed Limit 6, and you, Jason Noctis, continue your run, if it allows, we see Austin Edwards and Jason Noctis in BYCW, baby.
Oh, you will, baby.
Oh, we'll find out. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, with all music and wrestling matters. If you're here on Sportswire, I'll be back here tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Ramrock. Ramrock here of Thunder Mountain Wrestling. He'll be here then Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. DBW World Extreme Champion Sammy Nothing. Hit the sub button for TPW. Hit the sub button for BYCW. Hit the sub button for All Wrestling Matters. Hit the follow button on Instagram for Jason Noctis and Austin Edwards. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all music and wrestling matters. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one, Global Radio, the Sports Radio, where all music and wrestling matters. Thank you.